We're the drums. We're here on Google Music.
Goat Explosion was kind of a project of mine and Jacob's that we weren't really too serious about. It was kind of more of an excuse to hang out, I think. We weren't, the drums is like our first, I think, serious endeavor. And I think that's all it was. We just decided to get serious about what we were doing and put away synthesizers for a while and tried to make some music with guitars. And so here we are 3 years later.
The new record, it's called Portamento. It's coming out September 6th. I think it's a good next step in the progression of our band.
Jacob and I, when we were playing these old synthesizers when we were just like 12 and 13, that's kind of how we bonded, is over this shared love of that stuff. And, so we're familiar with the word portamento because it was always on the synthesizer. I feel like subconsciously we've always kept that word in our back pocket, sort of, and it's finally come to light. Our song Money is it's the first single off our new album. I think it was like maybe the third song that we wrote for the album, wouldn't you say? Second or third?
Pretty early.
It was early days. And I don't know, it's like, some people take it really literal and say, oh, it's a song about being broke. It's more about the overall idea of sort of being a loser who can't really get things straight, and you kind of have a heart to try to make things better for yourself or for other people, but you keep messing up and never learning from your mistakes. So that's kind of the gist of that song.
The 80s definitely were a time when, coming from synthesizer backgrounds, that was a period of time that not only focused on like the structure and the quality of songwriting, which is something that we are fascinated with, but it also incorporated synthesizer and there was like a progressive outlook on things. There was like a looking forward, sometimes to a fault or sometimes to a point of corniness. And that decade will probably always be faulted for that.
It was the first time that normal people could afford to own a synthesizer. So suddenly you had a garage band didn't just have to sound like a garage band. It could sound like almost anything. So I think something kind of burst open right during the early 80s, and a lot of exciting things were happening because of that.
The 90s, I think, had better mainstream than the 80s did.
I don't know.
And the 90s beat the 2000s by far.
Yeah, that's true. The 90s beat the 2000s.
In America.
The 80s rival the 90s. I mean, Tears for Fears, In Excess, like, they were really good. Even Flock of Seagulls is a great band. Like,
not a great band. Had 2 good songs.
No, have you ever listened to their catalog?
No.
What about New Order? They were mainstream.
What
about Madonna?
I don't think New Order really were mainstream until the 90s. They had that one song, Regret, that was like really big.
That's my favorite album by them.
Regret? Or
the one with the hula hoop and the fire? Transmission. The one with Liar on it. That was the best one.
Yeah, I think we just wanted to kind of do something that was kind of refreshing to us even, Sometimes we get so locked in our own bubble that we sort of created for ourselves, which is normally a very good thing, and I think it's good for bands to sort of lock themselves away and be really consistent, but for that song, it's sort of a tongue-in-cheek sort of, it has a silliness to it, and we just kind of wanted the video to sort of be reflective of that.